Hi, I'm Sean, a warm welcome to you. Thanks for joining. Today I'm chatting about the full moon in Gemini. Please scroll down for your moon sign, but also your sun and rising sign. But listen to my intro too. So what is a full moon? A full moon happens when the moon stands opposite the sun and reflects its light completely. This marks the peak of the lunar cycle and often signals an ending or clarity. The moon shines a spotlight on something. People may finish tasks that began at the new moon. A person might complete a book they started weeks ago. A team could close a deal after long talks. A student may submit an assignment that began earlier in the month. Even a gardener might harvest crops planted at the new moon. The full moon often brings things to a point where they can't stay hidden. A full moon in Gemini focuses on our conversations, ideas, and the exchange of info. Gemini is about words and movement, so this lunation often highlights these areas. Someone may send a long email to explain a plan. A group could finalize a schedule after many messages. A friend might share news that changes your next steps. A writer may post a blog that sparks comments. This is a time when conversations reach turning points and facts come to light. I should note, the moon is at home in Cancer, not in Gemini. When the moon is in Gemini, feelings often take a back seat to thoughts and words. A person may talk about feelings instead of showing them. A family dinner could turn into a debate about facts. A friend may explain a problem instead of asking for comfort. This placement makes the moon more about ideas than about emotional security. Now for something rather interesting. This full moon squares the nodes of fate, which are 2 points in the chart: the North Node and the South Node. The North Node points to growth and future direction. The South Node points to habits and the past. A square creates tension, so the full moon challenges both nodes. What does this mean? Let's look at some examples. A person may need to choose between old habits and new goals. A writer might struggle between an old style and new ideas. A student could feel torn between comfort and progress. A traveler might decide between a familiar route and a new path. These choices often feel urgent because of the square. Whenever you think about a full moon, you must also think about where the sun is. Think of it as a polarity to the moon. It's a bit of a tug of war. The sun impacts this full moon in Sagittarius. Sagittarius focuses on vision, belief, and exploration. The sun shines on these themes while the moon reflects Gemini themes of facts and details. For me, this polarity is all about information versus meaning. A person may compare data with big ideas. A traveler could plan a trip by checking details and thinking about purpose. This opposition asks for balance between detail and perspective. So let's go on and look at each sign and how you'll feel the full moon. Hi, Aries. The full moon lights up your third house of communication and learning. You may finish a conversation, send an important message, or complete a writing project. This could mean wrapping up emails, signing documents, or sharing news with siblings. The sun in your 9th house asks you to balance local details with big picture plans. You might plan a trip, book tickets, or sign up for a course after clearing up small tasks. The nodes of fate add another layer. The North Node in Pisces activates your 12th house, pulling you toward rest, intuition, and spiritual growth. The South Node in Virgo sits in your 6th house, tied to routines and work habits. This creates tension between doing more and slowing down. You might feel torn between finishing tasks and taking time for reflection. A choice could involve saying yes to a quiet moment instead of another errand, or trusting your instincts instead of overthinking details. Hi, Taurus. The full moon falls in your 2nd house of money and values. You may review spending, finish a payment, or decide what matters most. This could mean paying off a bill, selling something, or setting a budget. The sun in your 8th house highlights shared money, so conversations about joint finances or investments may come up. You might talk about splitting costs, review a loan, or close a deal. It's definitely a money axis for you. The nodes of fate add another layer. The North Node in Pisces activates your 11th house, pulling you toward friendships, networks, and future goals. The South Node in Virgo sits in your 5th house, tied to personal pleasure and creative projects. This creates tension between doing what feels fun and moving toward long-term plans. You might ask, do I spend on a hobby or save for a group project? A choice could involve joining a team effort instead of focusing only on personal joy. The full moon makes these decisions clear, especially around money and priorities. Hi, Gemini. The full moon is in your first house, so the focus is on you. You may update your look, speak up about what you want, or finish a personal project. This could mean changing your hairstyle, posting a photo, or starting a fitness plan. The sun in your 7th house reminds you to balance self with relationships. A talk with a partner could bring clarity about future plans or shared goals. The nodes of fate add another layer. The North Node in Pisces activates your 10th house, pulling you toward career growth and public life. The South Node in Virgo sits in your 4th house, tied to home and family patterns. This creates tension between staying comfortable and stepping into a bigger role. You might ask, do I focus on home or take a chance on work? A choice could involve saying yes to a career opportunity even if it changes your home routine. The full moon makes these questions clear and pushes you to think about identity, relationships, and ambition all at once. Hi, Cancer. The full moon is in your 12th house, the area of rest, reflection, and endings. You may finish something behind the scenes or let go of a worry. This could mean clearing clutter, deleting old files, or ending a habit that no longer serves you. The sun in your 6th house highlights work and health, so you may feel the need to balance quiet time with daily tasks. You might take a break after completing a project or schedule time for self-care. The nodes of fate add another layer. The North Node in Pisces activates your 9th house, pulling you toward growth through learning, travel, and big ideas. The South Node in Virgo sits in your 3rd house, tied to local routines and detailed thinking. This creates tension between staying stuck in small tasks and reaching for broader horizons. You might ask, do I keep focusing on errands or explore something new? A choice could involve saying yes to a course, a trip, or a spiritual practice instead of overloading your to-do list. The full moon makes these questions clear and encourages you to release mental clutter so you can embrace a bigger vision. Hi, Leo. The full moon lights up your 11th house, the area of friends, groups, and future plans. You may attend an event, finish a team project, or reconnect with a friend. This could mean joining a meeting, posting in a group chat, or celebrating with people who share your goals. The sun in your 5th house reminds you to balance social life with personal joy. You might choose between a party and a creative hobby, or decide to share your talents with others. The nodes of fate add another layer. The North Node in Pisces activates your 8th house, pulling you toward deeper bonds and shared resources. The South Node in Virgo sits in your 2nd house, tied to personal money and comfort zones. This creates tension between holding on to what is yours and opening up to trust and collaboration. You might ask, do I keep control or share more? A choice could involve joining forces financially or emotionally instead of staying independent. The full moon makes these questions clear and encourages you to think about friendships, creativity, and intimacy all at once. Hi, Virgo. The full moon lights up your 10th house, the area of career and public life. You may finish a work project, make a decision about your role, or receive recognition for your efforts. This could mean presenting a report, updating your resume, or stepping into a leadership position. The sun in your 4th house reminds you to balance professional goals with home and family needs. You might plan work around family time or think about how your career affects your private life. The nodes of fate add another layer. The North Node in Pisces activates your 7th house, pulling you toward partnerships and collaboration. The South Node in Virgo sits in your 1st house, tied to independence and self-focus. This creates tension between doing everything yourself and learning to share responsibility. You might ask, do I keep control or trust someone else? A choice could involve saying yes to a partnership or leaning into teamwork instead of perfectionism. The full moon makes these questions clear and encourages you to balance ambition with connection. Hi, Libra. The full moon lights up your 9th house, the area of travel, learning, and big ideas. You may complete a course, plan a trip, or share an important insight. This could mean booking flights, finishing a paper, or posting about your experience. The sun in your 3rd house reminds you to balance big plans with daily details. You might organize paperwork for a journey, or clear up local errands before focusing on the bigger picture. The nodes of fate add another layer. The North Node in Pisces activates your 6th house, pulling you toward better routines, health habits, and practical service. The South Node in Virgo sits in your 12th house, tied to old patterns of retreat or over-analysis. This creates tension between staying hidden and stepping into useful action. You might ask, do I keep avoiding tasks or start building better habits? A choice could involve saying yes to a structured plan instead of drifting in uncertainty. The full moon makes these questions clear and encourages you to link your big ideas with practical steps. Hi Scorpio. The full moon lights up your 8th house, the area of shared money, intimacy, and deep commitments. You may settle a financial matter, share something important, or have an honest conversation about trust. This could mean paying off a loan, reviewing taxes, or discussing joint plans with a partner. The sun in your money 2nd house reminds you to balance shared money with personal money. You might review budgets, make a purchase, or think about what you truly value. The nodes of fate add another layer. The North Node in Pisces activates your 5th house, pulling you toward creativity, joy, and self-expression. The South Node in Virgo sits in your 11th house, tied to group obligations and old social patterns. This creates tension between following your own passions and staying stuck in group expectations. You might ask, do I keep pleasing the crowd or focus on what lights me up? A choice could involve saying yes to a creative project or personal joy instead of overcommitting to group demands. The full moon makes these questions clear and encourages you to balance intimacy, money, and authentic happiness. Greetings, Sagittarius. The full moon lights up your 7th house, the area of partnerships and boyfriend, girlfriend, or something similar. You may have an important conversation, make a decision about a relationship, or sign an agreement. This could mean defining a commitment, resolving a misunderstanding, or finalizing a contract. The sun in your 1st house puts the spotlight on you, reminding you to balance your own needs with those of others. You might ask yourself what you truly want before agreeing to anything. The nodes of fate add another layer. The North Node in Pisces activates your 4th house, pulling you toward home, family, and emotional roots. The South Node in Virgo sits in your 10th house, tied to career and public roles. This creates tension between staying focused on work and nurturing your private life. You might ask, do I keep chasing career goals or make time for home? A choice could involve saying yes to family priorities, even if it means adjusting professional plans. The full moon makes these questions clear and encourages you to find balance between independence, partnership, and where you feel most grounded. Hi Cap. The full moon lights up your 6th house, the area of work, health, and daily routines. You may finish a task, organize your schedule, or review habits. This could mean clearing your desk, updating a calendar, or starting a new wellness plan. The sun in your 12th house reminds you to balance action with rest. You might take a break after completing a project or spend time alone to recharge. The nodes of fate add another layer. The North Node in Pisces activates your 3rd house, pulling you toward communication, learning, and local connections. The South Node in Virgo sits in your 9th house, tied to old patterns of overthinking big plans or getting stuck in perfectionism around education or travel. This creates tension between chasing distant goals and focusing on simple, practical steps. You might ask, do I keep dreaming about the big picture or start with what's right in front of me? A choice could involve saying yes to a conversation, a short course, or a local project instead of waiting for the perfect moment for something grand. The full moon makes these questions clear and encourages you to balance work, rest, and meaningful connections. Hi Aquarius. The full moon lights up your 5th house, the area of creativity, joy, and self-expression. You may finish a creative project, spend time with children, or enjoy a hobby. This could mean posting artwork, playing a game, or planning a fun outing. The sun in your 11th house reminds you to balance personal joy with group goals. You might share your work with friends or join a social event that supports your creative side. The nodes of fate add another layer. The North Node in Pisces activates your 2nd house, pulling you toward financial security and personal values. The South Node in Virgo sits in your 8th house, tied to old patterns around shared resources and dependency. This creates tension between relying on others and building your own stability. You might ask, Do I keep depending on shared money or focus on what I can create for myself? A choice could involve saying yes to a project that earns income, or investing in something that reflects your values instead of staying stuck in old financial ties. The full moon makes these questions clear and encourages you to balance fun, creativity, and independence. Hi Pisces, the full moon lights up your fourth house, the area of home, family, and emotional roots. You may finish a home project, have a family conversation, or make decisions about where you live. This could mean rearranging furniture, hosting a dinner, or clearing old items. The sun in your 10th house reminds you to balance private life with career goals. You might plan family time around deadlines, or think about how work choices affect your home life. The nodes of fate add another layer. The North Node in Pisces activates your first house, pulling you towards self-focus, identity, and personal growth. The South Node in Virgo sits in your 7th house, tied to old patterns in relationships and partnerships. This creates tension between prioritizing others and stepping into your own path. You might ask, do I keep putting others first or claim what I need? A choice could involve saying yes to a personal goal even if it shifts relationship dynamics. The full moon makes these questions clear and encourages you to balance home, career, and your own independence.